Hi guys, it's Tokyo. I really just wanted to do a quick video on something that has been just gnawing at me like the entire day. Okay, so Alex Jones and InfoWars promoted the um, the coming out of Julian Assange, exposing all of this sensitive and dangerous material about the Clintons, the Clinton Foundation, and saying that her campaign was going to be over in like 24 hours. How many of us like really believed that this was going to go down? Let's just kind of look at it piece by piece. Okay, so you know, we got the propaganda, we got the memo, we got the marketing from Alex Jones. I just started watching Alex Jones. I've always thought he was like an interesting character, but I couldn't get thoroughly into him. I mean, he's got a lot of passion. Um, just he's just an interesting character. Okay, so he gets on his show and he promotes this information coming out, for like a week or however long. I'm not exactly sure, but it just didn't feel right. Like the senses just were not out there when when dangerous information is exposed. When things go boom, when there's an explosion, usually there's like an element of eeriness to that day or something, if you get what I'm saying. Like, you hear wolves, out, you step out on your front porch and you hear wolves, and, strange things are moving in the night. It's just an eerie time before things hit the fan, as we know it. And it just wasn't like that. It just seems like it was business, like the feel of the day, the energy of the day was business as usual. Just a normal day, a normal day. But yet, we had the hype man, Alex Jones, just out there. It's going to happen. It's going to go down. We're going to get this information. We're going to get that information. He's going to come out on the balcony like Paul McCartney or Michael Jackson, and he's going to tell us this. And it just didn't feel like it didn't even feel like this was the day it was going to happen. So we all tuned in to. I tuned into RT. We tuned in. We all tuned in, and we watched this hour-long or whatever interview, and Julian Assange and his people are, they're talking, and and we're all just kind of waiting. But I knew before this even aired, before the RT interview even went down, I'm like, it's not gonna happen. Let's look at what he has at stake, okay? What we know, what if Alex Jones has taught us anything? Alex Jones has taught us that the Clintons are dangerous. They're dangerous people. Allegedly, they've killed people. No one can tell their story better than Alex Jones. So if we know that the Clintons are so dangerous, their foundation is dangerous, they're the kings and queens of underhanded, dangerous business, why would Julian Assange come out even if he is protected by the embassy? As if the Clintons are that powerful, obviously they can have people working for them at any embassy at any time in any pocket of the planet Earth. You know, it's by their grace that he has not been gotten so far, you know, if we really are thinking about it. So, Julian Assange is sitting there and he's talking, and he's answering different questions, but he's not coming out with anything. It's like, okay, to me it's to be expected, because number one, he's not even American. and I mean that with no offense. But it's not a non-American's job to expose the BS of or the corruption of American politicians. It's not their job. It's not really for him to do. And it's like, what would he gain from it? You know, if the Clintons are as dangerous as they say he is, he's going to be taken out within. He's going to be taken out, or his life is going to be made to be more miserable than ever he could have ever dreamed it could be. So we're just looking like, okay, you know, he's not going to come out. He's sitting in this interview. He's not saying anything. We know Alex Jones is pissed. We know the Infowars people are just like, what the hell is this? Like, we know that because we at home are sitting like, what the hell is this? Like, everyone's on that page. But we have to think about it. It's like, my personal opinion is that Julian was bought and sold for like the beginning of Alex Jones and Infowars promotion of this event. Julian Assange was already bought and sold. He had already made a deal with the Clintons. He wasn't going to come out and say anything. Now, the funny thing is they're continuing to bait the situation and saying that, okay, there's no October surprise. And then at the end of his interview or what have you, Alex Jones goes and says, oh, okay, well, he says in 45 days or whatever, or at the end of the year, there's going to be a big a big explosion of information. No, there's not. This would have been the time for that to happen. If it didn't happen now, it's not going to happen. He's been bought and sold already. Anything that Julian Assange comes out with is going to be information that was given to him by the Clintons as a joke on the rest of the world, especially Alex Jones, because as we know, Hillary Clinton specifically does not like Alex Jones. So any information that comes out at this point about so-called Clinton corruption is going to be something that has been so fed to him by the Clintons that if you try to follow it or make any sense of it, you're going to go down 80 different roads, 80 different roads leading you back to the beginning. That's how crafty these people are. My personal opinion is that man wanted his life. You know, he may have thought that he was going to go through this, but all the odds were just stacked against him. And at the end of the day, he's like, look, I'm Australian. I'm not even American, really. You know what I'm saying? This really isn't my fight. Yeah, we're WikiLeaks, we expose things, but this is a dangerous time that we're living in. Why don't we let some American come by? Or maybe if anything at the very least, and he really is a freedom fighter, Julian Assange will slip that information off to another American and somehow get that information out through just hidden channels. Like the average person will come and submit this information and put it out there or something. But he himself and WikiLeaks, I think they're out of the exposing business as far as the Clintons are concerned. Because the price of it is death. Probably 9 times out of 10, the price of it is death. And not only that, but you know, this man wants to live, but he's weighing his options and he's like, okay, WikiLeaks, this and that. If these people are as powerful as Alex Jones says they are, there's nothing in it for him to do this. There's absolutely nothing in it. He's living out of an embassy. He says that he hasn't seen the light of day in years. Um, he puts that out there. He will not. He will be living like Snowden, like worse than Snowden. He'll be in an embassy in Russia or Kathmandu or something like that, hiding out. It just was never gonna happen, you know. And I'm not saying like, you know, a lot of times, you know, you have actual promoters of information or saying, you know, people will announce, oh, I got something big to show you. I got something big to show you, and really, it's baiting. I don't really think that Alex Jones was baiting us. I don't really think so. But for some reason, I have to question why he underestimated uh, the, the the seriousness of this. Because at this time, like, why would he come out? Okay, because it's the election. Okay, but if you're dealing with the people, the type of people that you say you're dealing with, there's no point for him to come out with this information if he wants to live. You understand what I'm saying? None of this, absolutely none of this, like, really made that much sense? Really made that much sense? Like, none of it really? There's not gonna October surprise. There's not gonna be an October surprise, hamburger surprise, hamburger helper, chicken surprise, tuna surprise. There's not gonna be anything. Like I said, any information that comes out from Julian Assange is gonna be handwritten by the Clintons themselves and fed to him, and that's it. I think he's gonna lay low for a while, and I think that the seriousness of everything and how his life is gonna change. Uh, you know, um, from that point on. I think he just realized, he just realized that he has a hell of a lot more to lose, including his life, which he probably is attached to, emotionally attached to. He probably likes living, you know. All of that's gonna go away if he comes out dealing with these people. So I just had to just spit that out because none of this kind of makes sense. It's like, why would he come out now? What does he have to gain? It's not even really his nation. Even if he has an American passport, he still wasn't born here. He was born in Australia. He's just, it's not his responsibility to expose Americans. It's just not. WikiLeaks, they leak information, but inherently it's not his job. So he weighed his options and he chose himself, just like every other politician. So at the end of the day, we have to look and ask ourselves: is Julian Assange any better than the quote unquote corrupt politicians that he seeks to expose? Maybe that's the new question. That's the October surprise. That's the December surprise. Is Julian Assange the same type of person that he seeks to expose? You guys think about it. Leave a comment down at the bottom. I'm interested in this now. I'm hooked now. You guys leave your stories and comment, rate, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.